Yo, what's going on, everybody? It should be OY Between the Games Sports. We are back. I usually do these on a Thursday, but Thursday I will not be available. This weekend I will not be available. And shout out to the early birds in the building, man. So y'all know what the deal is, man. Before we get started, if you're new to this channel, man, please hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell button. Shout out to the early birds once again. We already had a few people coming before we got started. Big Chief is in the building. Said, "Let's go." Then he says, "Let's go, Jackson State." So, man, Mississippi Valley State is taking the trip on over to Jackson State's campus this weekend, and most folks are predicting an absolute wipeout, 6-9 beatdown. If y'all used to watch Martin, he had an episode when they was playing these dudes in 3-on-3 talking about 6-9 beatdown. But most folks are expecting a absolute crushing. And I don't want to be one of those guys usually that say on paper it looks like it's supposed to be pure domination. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Jackson State is probably going to win this easily. They're probably going to win this in the first quarter, man. And now Mississippi Valley State, they gave their coach an extension last year, 2-year extension, and it's just not panning out right now. They are 0-3 to start the season. They got dusted. They got dusted by Austin P, I think. I mean, like 41-0, something of that nature. They lost to Austin P week 2, 41-0. Like, not a very, very good showing. Austin P is a pretty decent team. And then they lose to Tarleton, which I think just became D1 maybe 1 or 2 years ago. They lost to them in 29-13 game, which is, not that bad of a loss, but you losing to a team that just became D1 not too long ago. And then we go on over to their week 3 matchup where they end up losing to Delta State. And Delta State is a D2, albeit Delta State gave Jackson State a run for their money last year. If y'all remember, y'all following the team, they gave Jackson State a run for their money last year, and they basically get a double-digit win against Mississippi Valley State this past weekend, 28-17. So Mississippi Valley 0-3, you give your coach an extension, and it's just like, what can we be doing next to kind of move forward? You go 0-3, lose to Delta State, and then now you got to go face this juggernaut in which Jackson State are basically, in their 2 of the 3 games this year, they rolled everybody, and I appreciate those who are just now getting in here. Make sure you put your comments, make yourself known in the comments so I can acknowledge you for being here. It's Wednesday night. And so I appreciate you spending your time with me. So go ahead and put your what school you repping, what town you repping, whatever the case may be, whatever city, put that in the comments so I can acknowledge you for being here. And shout out to Bobby. Bobby's in the building. Big bro, what's happening from the ATL? Let's go. Let's get a JSU, man. So yeah, Jackson State is looking like they're going to roll in this next game. They're averaging almost over 40 points a game. I'm lying. They're averaging over 45 points a game, right? They had 59 in the win against FAMU, 16 against Tennessee State, and then I believe they had 60-something, 64, 62 against Grambling State last weekend. And Grambling State gave Jackson State a little scare there in the first half, and then we have all, by now you should have seen the great comments by Coach Prime and what he told the kids at halftime, right? He basically told them it's not too late to be great and all of those things, and they came out with a brand new fire up under their butt, and they gave it to Mr. Wilkerson. I want to pronounce his first name, but I don't want to butcher it, man. It's Savion Wilkerson, something like that, the transfer from the MEAC, and I'm pretty sure MEAC Mike is probably in here somewhere. So shout out to MEAC Mike. Salute to you, my brother. So Jackson State, on paper, everything favors them and to be dominant in this game. Mississippi Valley State is only averaging 10 points. Let me make sure I'm correct on this. Let me make sure I am correct. Yeah, so Mississippi Valley State is only averaging 10 points a game. Not very, very good, right? Not very, very good, especially at the collegiate level. And then you turn around on the defensive side of things, they're basically ranked dead last in points allowed, which they're giving up almost 33 points a game. And Jackson State is averaging over 45 at 47 points a game. So everything about this says it's going to be a blowout. Everything about this says it's going to be a blowout. And Mississippi Valley State can't sustain drives. They played 3 quarterbacks in 3 games. They played a junior. They played a junior and a senior. Let me find it real quick. Excuse me. Hold on. I lost where I was. They played a junior, a senior, and a sophomore, I believe. So, just not being able to get the job done it's not conducive in being successful, right? That formula is not being conducive in being successful. And then maybe they just went to one of those backups because, and I want to say it's Jamari Jones. He's only played in 1 game. So maybe they went to him at some point after, basically getting blown out and all these other things. They got Jelani Eason and TJ Goodwin, also the 3 quarterbacks that they have. And Mr. TJ Goodwin is from Houston, Texas, so shout out to him, man. He went to Cypress Falls High School. Just not conducive. And they always tell you, right? They've always tell you that if you have more than 1 quarterback, then you have a problem. If you have more than 1 quarterback, then you have a problem. So Mississippi Valley State's head coach has a decision to make and rock and roll with these dudes. I'm not sure what the issue is. It's the ADs and the president has to see something in their head coach to give him a 2-year extension. But if they go over in the SWAC, I would say Mississippi Valley State fans, you should be looking for a new coach, right? You should be looking for a new coach, or they will be looking for a new coach. And if y'all follow this channel, I did a video about Jerry Rice, the most famous alum from there, probably about 6 or 7 months ago, what he was saying that he, has gotten the feeling of that he wants to coach because he sees what Coach Prime is doing over there and all those other things. So if you have your most famed alum talking about he's getting the feeling to want to coach, and then your team right now is going over, and they go over in the SWAC, you have to be looking at Coach Prime. At Coach Jerry Rice, if he becomes a coach, Jerry Rice, to come there and coach. I mean, he's not a Coach Prime, right? Doesn't have that same personality, that same feeling that those young kids can galvanize around. But you will attract some recruits if you do that. You get the best wide receiver ever. Some consider Jerry Rice the best football player ever. So that is a possibility, a route that Mississippi Valley State might want to consider. But if you win a game like this against Jackson State, the juggernaut that they are, let's be honest. If you win a game like this, you get a little something in your pocket. You get a little spade in your pocket, a little wild card. Let me get to some of these comments again. Appreciate y'all coming through. Bobby says, I'm worried about Mississippi Valley State. It's disrespectful to have them on the schedule this year. And Invest in Crypto says it's going to be a good game, bro. So let me know why you feel that way. Let me know why you feel that way in the comments. And Felix Speaks, that would be fire, Coach Rice. Yeah, man. Yeah, Coach Rice. You get your most famous alum, Jerry Rice, Dion, in the same conference. We know the battles that they had when Prime was out there in Atlanta, and Jerry Rice was with the 49ers. Then when Coach Prime went over to the Dallas Cowboys, of course, that was a big rivalry in the 90s. So that can be it can be very, very interesting for Mississippi Valley State, right? They're going to get some receivers, that's for damn sure. And then you go out there and you get you a quarterback that can deliver the ball. But here's the issue for Mississippi Valley State, the same thing that what Jackson State had last year. The offensive line is just not up to par. And Birmingham Hustling TV says, I agree, they need to invest in fast or they need to go down to D2. And Eugenia's in the building. Welcome in, welcome in. So all of my new people who are here, man, make sure you subscribe. Y'all hit that like button for me. We are almost at 40 deep. So make sure y'all hit that like button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, like it, heart it, carrot, whatever. If you're on Twitch, I don't know what they do on Twitch. So Kevin Pryor, shout out to Kev. Appreciate you coming through. He says this game is a great stats game for Jackson State. Absolutely. And I said this on one of my, I think the stream that I did last weekend of Jackson State versus Grambling State towards the end. No, I'm sorry. I did this the following day, the game recap of that game on Sunday. And I said, this is the type of game where players circle on the calendar, right? They circle on the calendar and they say, man, this game, I'm going to get all my stats, make sure I get all the highlights, everything possible to show out and get your stats up, i.e. Malachi Wyman. And I said that in that stream. This is the week that he should have been making sure he's on time for every single meeting. And when I say on time, 15, 30 minutes early, making sure he's attended every class, make sure he's at study hall, make sure he's been a vocal leader and then a leader by example, because this is the type of game where you can get yourself going. You can get used to the offense because we know Jackson State does have a new offensive coordinator. So this is the type of game where you can get acclimated to the system, work your way back into the number one position, the number one wide receiver that you are, because we know he led the team in touchdown receptions last year, even with Keith Corbin III on the team. Even with Keith Corbin III on the team, even with Warren Newman on the team, Malachi Wyman was the guy who was consistently open in the end zone, who consistently made jump catches because he's a freak athlete. So this is the game where you want to get all your stats in. All your stats in. You circle that on the calendar, man. I remember being in high school, we had a team called Northbrook. We had a team called Northbrook, and I was like, oh, I can't wait till we play them. And Northbrook went 0-30 my senior year in high school. They're still terrible. So this is the type of game. So Kevin Pryor, you are absolutely correct. And Philly Speaks said, yes, sir. Israel Carey says Jerry Rice is not interesting. Sadly, yeah, the personality is not there. Well, maybe we don't know. We haven't seen Jerry Rice really in a few years. And then sometimes you get a little older, your personality starts coming out. Some dudes just going into work to their job, i.e. being a wide receiver, just all about work. All about work, not, caught up in the antics, not, being a flashy person and stuff like that. But maybe he's changed a little bit when he's gotten older. Y'all know he went over there to the Oakland Raiders at one point, and he was still doing work with the Oakland Raiders at the age of 40 plus. This is why he's considered one of the best, if not the best football player ever. All right, Kevin Pryor, the third string quarterback, will get some work. I don't even know who the third string quarterback is. I can barely pronounce the second string quarterback. Double T in the building. What up, Double T? He said definitely a no contest game. So only thing I can give, and before I go into that, I'm going to get to some of the rest of these comments. If Southern didn't take it easy on that D2 team by scoring 80 on them, JSU shouldn't take it easy on a conference rival. I'm gonna see it from both sides, CH. I'm gonna see it from both sides. One, yes. Again, this is the type of game where you can run up the score. You can, my philosophy is if you're on the court, speaking in basketball terms, if you're on the field, if you don't want me to score, then stop me. If you don't want me to score, then stop me. And that's how I was as a player. And then speaking from the coaching standpoint of things, yes, you can run up the score. I don't even want to call it running up the score, man, but stop me. You want to get all your players some stats. You want to get Shadur some hellified stats, right? Maybe 5 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, 20 for 24, 400 and some yards. This is the type of game where he can put up big stats because I'm pretty sure he has aspirations of winning the National Player of the Year at the FCS level. I'm pretty sure he has, especially being left off the preseason All-American team. If you follow this channel, you know that I did a video about that. basically saying Shador was robbed of being on the preseason All-American team. And don't get me wrong, the 3 guys who are on the team deserved it as well. But in my mind, I'm looking at it, thinking from in the mind of Coach Prime and Shador and that family. That was basically bulletin board material. Basically bulletin board material to allow him to go out and like, you know what? All right, y'all don't want to put me in there. I'm gonna show you. Especially coming off he was the National Freshman of the Year last year. The young man was a National Freshman of the Year. So I'm sure this game was probably circled for him. And you can go out there and get 20 of 25, 5 touchdowns, 400 and some yards. Excellent. But then I go to the side of, well, you gotta get your backup some work too, right? Right. You don't want to be considered I don't want to say bully, but not in today's world is we got to watch out for folks' feelings and kids' feelings, and we got to remember some of these kids are 18, 19 years old, so they still are developing and learning how to deal with disappointment, losing, and things like that. So I can understand it from both sides of the thing, but the player in me is saying, stop me. The player in me is saying, stop me. The coach in me is like, okay, let my first stringers go ahead and do work in the first half, and then I'm going to get them out of there. So I feel you. Big Mike is in the building. This game is an opportunity to put everything together and sharpen the game plans. Absolutely. Totally correct. Because they have not been happy. I'm sure on the defensive side of things, their goal this week is to pitch a shutout. Big goose egg. A big goose egg. So you're right, Big Mike, Double T, got hellified comments coming in. Getting big stats when the starting team doesn't help you. It doesn't matter, man. If you're on the field, you're on the field. JSU will definitely try new plays once ahead. I don't like teams to run up the score. And, everybody has their preference. And he also says LSU, Incarnate Word, JMU, and North Dakota State all took it easy on teams once they are up. And Sophia says stats matter, man. Stats matter. Stats matter because in today's age, there are a lot of folks who don't understand the game, right? They don't understand the game. What they do understand is analytics and numbers. And y'all, if you're paying attention to sports, you see what's happening with, stats in the world of sports. More and more analytics are put into things. People just read the box score. They don't go and actually watch the game. They don't go and actually watch the game for themselves. So Sophia's absolutely right. There might be a few voters out there who only understand stats. There might be a few voters out there who only understand stats. So if you have aspirations to, get get these type of awards, you got to put up some numbers, even in the bad games. The teams you're supposed to beat, and still the King says, blessing family. Appreciate you. And I don't know why I didn't turn on my sound effects. I don't really want to go mess with it because it might mess up the stream. So I'll ask y'all this. What are y'all predictions on the score, right? Y'all can go ahead and put that in the comment. We're going to get it out the way. Predictions on the score. I might even give a prediction at the end of the game, and end of this stream. So Mississippi Valley State, right? They have a preseason first team running back in Caleb Johnson. And kind of like if you saw the Titans versus the Bills game the other day. What did the Bills do? They basically put eight to 9 people in the box every single time and forced Ryan Tannehill to be great, and it didn't happen. Tannehill turned the ball over multiple times. But so I will assume teams are doing the same thing to Caleb Johnson. Mississippi Valley State don't have the best of quarterbacks, and so I'm pretty sure they probably run heavy with this young man. You got a preseason first team all conference running back named Mr. Caleb Johnson, and he's not been able to get off and do the things that he's good at. So it's forcing his team to be pass happy or pass oriented, and that's just not what they are, right? Especially if you're getting down big. If you get down big, what do? You basically forget about the running game. You basically forget about the running game and push you in a bad situation when that's not what you want to do. So Mississippi Valley State, What do you decide to do? If you win the toss, right? Do you want to go on offense and try to establish yourself in the running game, or do you want to go on defense and face this juggernaut of receivers that Jackson State has? With Dallas Daniels, Malachi Wyman, Shane Hooks. I mean, I can go on and on, man. The list of receivers, like, good Lord. So you have a choice, man. Like, oh man, it's kind of like going into a gunfight with a knife, man. I hate to use that reference. Hope you two don't flag me with that. So Brian Johnson says their focus should be on excluding and playing dominant weight of football. Absolutely, right? Everything, it should be pure perfection. Jackson State should be trying to achieve this weekend. Pure perfection in what Jackson State should be trying to achieve this weekend. Bottom line, as one of my mentor coaches always say, bottom line, that was his favorite thing, man. Favorite thing to say. And yo, Creole's in the building. Salute, man, my guy. Do you think Jackson State will ever get a new stadium to help Coach Brown? And from what I am, kind of understanding, I haven't kept up with it in a couple of months. I think the governor is opposed to Jackson State getting a new stadium. And anybody in the comments know and follow it like that, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure the governor is opposed to Jackson State getting a new stadium. I know they have a new practice field. I've heard things. I did a video about Coach Prime saying he will give up his salary for the stadium to happen and all these other things. So I don't know if there's been groundbreaking for it yet or not. But the plans is for Jackson State to get a new stadium and Veterans Memorial Stadium, which I got in the background. I'm sitting on top of the stadium right now. It does the job. It does the job, but newer kids, newer generation, they want everything new. So it's got to be in the works, got to be in the plans. Double T says James Houston had a record number of sacks, still got drafted in the 5th round. NFL scouts pay attention to what they spending money on. And no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I wasn't speaking on the draft. I was speaking about aspirations of winning the FCS Player of the Year award. That's what I was speaking on. But I no doubt about it, about what you do and against bad teams and what you do against good teams. It's very, very well documented with scouts. Very, very well documented with scouts. David Thompson says JSU 72, Mississippi Valley State 7. Tiger Breeze, man. Tiger Breeze. Ooh, giving the boys no chance. Man, we almost up to 80. Let's try to get to 100, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me go through here and make sure, because we got like 70 people in here, and I only see 3 likes, man. Y'all gotta hit that like button, man. Got to hit the like button. All right, we need a Mississippi Valley State fan to come in here and rep their squad, because we're basically taking them out to the pasture already, ready to put them down for the weekend. So y'all gotta get them likes up, man. Get them up. And then we can go over to the Jackson State side of things. They allowed their first touchdown last weekend. I think they gave up 24, but one was a fumble return. And if y'all can hear me, if the mic is a little shaky, y'all let me know. If I'm too far away, let me know. They gave up their first touchdown, right? They gave up over 15 points. So I'm sure Jackson State Coach Prime, the defensive coordinators, Dennis Thurman, they wasn't happy with the results of last weekend. Wasn't happy with the results last weekend. So I expect them to come out with a fire, and the goal to be for them to have a complete shutdown, a complete shutout, and it very well could be. I'm looking in the range of maybe 60-0, 62-0, somewhere in there. Right? I'm expecting Niles Gaddy to have a big game, 3 sacks or so. How scary is this defense? They're missing 3 starters. Doyle is hurt. Shiloh has not played. And everybody who comes to the stream, as soon as they come, I guess I need to make put a pin to that when I do the streams. As soon as people come in, Is Shiloh playing? Is Shiloh playing? Or now is Travis Hunter playing? Is Travis Hunter playing? So I probably need to do a pin comment on that so people can, when they come in, they can automatically see that. So just think how dominant and good this defense is, and they're missing those type of guys. Travis Hunter has only played one game, and he's probably not going to play again until week 6, week 7. They're probably going to bring him and Shiloh back together. I'm expecting that. And if y'all saw the video of Shiloh the other day making fun of Coach Prime while he was doing some uphill climb on the treadmill, that was hilarious, man. He sounded just like him. So I'm expecting the defense to pitch an absolute shutout, and give these fans and give themselves what they want. And Double T says 95% of FCS schools don't have a new or covered stadium. Schools maintain and upgrade their stadiums. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. Governor Tater Tot don't want the state to. What's the governor's name, man? What's his real name, man? Don't come between the game sports. Always good game views and show, man. Appreciate you, my guy, man. I try to speak from I'm a fan of Coach Prime. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of the guy. Been a fan of him since I was a kid. But I'm also have a duty, since I want to get into the media world and do things like that. I have to be able to break down both sides of the spectrum of things, right? It's like, I don't want to be a Skip Bayless, right? When he can't be objective against his Dallas Cowboys. Like, I don't want to be that type of media person, right? Don't want to be that type of media person. And I mean, I guess I'm pretty close to having my media credentials where I can attend games and being on the field of games. Like, I'm pretty close, man. So y'all ever see me on the sidelines? Y'all ever see a Between the Game sports shirt, which I ain't got on right now? Y'all ever see one of those on the sideline? Just know it's me, man. So I'm this close, this close, man. And Brian Johnson says the governor opposes anything JSU, but if Coach Prime can call Brett Favre, he might have. Man, Brett Favre, what a scumbag! What a scumbag, and nobody in the media world is talking about it. I should have did a video about that. It's too late, right? It's too late. Especially, I'm not gonna be available this weekend to do any videos, anything like that. Shiloh back in past practices, so shout out to Shiloh. Chris Silas, appreciate you coming through. And Double T says Mississippi Valley State is ridiculous. They need to seriously co-op with other small schools to have a successful program. Man, it's tough. Miak Mike, man, I was talking about you earlier, man. Appreciate you. And he said, will Mississippi Valley State get the $1.5 million that Dion said he wants to play for money games, because technically playing a money game on Saturday. That's an interconference battle, man. I don't think there's no money game right there. And do you think Shedeur Sanders will remain at JSU till his senior year? I would say so, man. I would say so. As Double T is saying, is they're going to have to play somebody of some credence at some point. They're going to have to play somebody of some credence at some point. They're going to have to win their FBS game this year against is it Campbell? Their one long FBS game this year, and this is part of the reason why I believe Coach Prime is basically saying, hey, we need to get rid of the classes, right? Because you're required to go play in these classes, and so you don't have the opportunity to schedule bigger schools, bigger FCS schools or FBS schools, whatever the case may be, because you're going to play in these classes. Those are automatically 2 games that are taken away from you. And I think this is why Coach Prime, is pitching for not doing this anymore, because you're missing those opportunities when other conferences like the Southland or the WAC or anything, the AAC, whatever, All American Conference, whatever it may be, they have a chance to go schedule these games. So I believe he's going to have to stay all 4 years. He's gonna have to put up some serious stats, right? Some serious stats. Again, 4,000 yards plus this year. A lot of folks were saying when I did a video on him earlier in the year. Excuse me, something got a nose hair bothering me. 4,000 yards plus, 30, 36 plus touchdowns, something like that, under 10 interceptions. Then you have the world continue to start to pay attention, which they're starting to pay attention a little bit now, but it's almost there. Miak Mike is in the building. Shiloh is playing. He had an interception in practice. So, okay. Elijah Washington, I would say this. I guess this is a good game to get him back within the flow of things, right? You put him out there for what, 15 to 20 plays, give him like a little condensed game. You don't play him a lot, but this is a good game to get him back acclimated with the flow of things, the pregame situations, warm-ups, national anthem, just to get the field back. So this is a good game for Shiloh to come back to. And we're at 94. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe button. And then once you subscribe, hit that bell button. Let me go check the likes once again. Also, if you really like what we do on this channel, y'all can hit super chat, super thanks, super comment. What's the other one? Super stickers, right? All that stuff works. Super chat gets your question answered first. Then also with Cash App, you can hit the Cash App. It is Between the Game Sports, $ Between the Game Sports. Each first letter and each word is capitalized. So make sure y'all doing that. Make sure y'all doing that. We are 90 plus. And I will open up the stream here in a little bit. So we have 50 likes right now. I will open up the stream in a little bit and allow folks to come in here and kind of speak their piece. And Chris Silas says Shiloh picked off Shadur in practice. And so Shadur talks about that all the time, saying that how he basically practices against a Power 5 defense, right? Talks about that all the time. Jackson State is going to run through the entire SWAC like a Greek god. However, they're going to get their punishment in the Celebration Bowl when they play a stout MEAC team. MEAC Mike going to represent Governor Tate Reeves, Tater Tots. That's hilarious. MEAC Mike, I got Stephen Campbell in his feelings on Monday. Shannon Sharp has commented on Brett Favre. Not enough. There's not enough people commenting on the Brett Favre situation. Not enough. ESPN has barely spoke on it. His name is Tate Reeves. Okay, we got it. Hope Jargon says, I'm here. The show can start now, you idiot. I thought Brett Favre said he was giving the money back. It don't matter. It don't matter if he was giving the money. He already stole it. He only giving it back because he got caught. He only giving it back because he got caught. And he knew he was wrong, because if y'all remember the text messages that he was, going back and forth, he was like, is the media going to find out and all this other stuff? And Brett Favre, you know what? I ain't even going to go there with him. Shadur has people paying attention now. Shadur is legit, especially as a true sophomore. It's not too many true sophomores that start quarterback. Only thing I want to see more of Shadur from again, Jackson State's offense is geared for them to get the ball out quickly and get it to their playmaker. We saw it a little bit last game. Where he hit a couple of guys going deep. I can't think of the young man's name. The speedy running back. I cannot think of his name. But y'all seen that pass he hit deep, and he hit Dallas Daniels at one point with a really, really good pass over the top, over the shoulder. So I want to see more of that from Shadur. Hopefully they can work on that this game. And I'm telling you, and I'm praying that Jackson State beats Campbell, because if they lose to Campbell, everything they do after that would be looked at as sham, and they would be out the top 25. That's going to be tough, right? Them getting out the top 25. They'll be in the top 10 within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So Elijah Watson said, hit that like button. Yeah, man, y'all hit that like button. We need more NFL players to join the coaching ranks at HBCUs. Hugh Jackson, Eddie Robinson, and are getting some nice recruits. And Eugenia says Eddie George. Now, Eddie Robinson played in the NFL too. Eddie Robinson Jr. played for the Houston Oilers, I believe. But yes, Eddie George as well. But I want to say Eddie Robinson Jr. played for the Houston Oilers. Somebody fact check me on that in the comments. And Kevin Price says Brett Favre needs to go to jail. Absolutely. He knew exactly what he was doing. No doubt in my mind, that dude knew exactly. And he just gives off sleazeball vibes, man. Especially since he's retired, he just gives off sleazeball vibes. Like So let me get back to this stuff. So comparing stats, right? Comparing stats. We can go. Let's see how I want to do it. Let's go team stats, right? And just break down this kind of thing overall. We'll go with Mississippi Valley State first. They're only averaging 10 points a game, and they're giving up 32 points a game. They have rushed for almost 500 yards, 488 yards, and they've given up 579 yards. Not very, very good. They're giving up 4.2 yards a carry. So if y'all saw what Mr. Wilkerson did last week against Grambling State, where the kids just basically took over the game early in the second half, that first possession, and then he just continued it on. And Miak Mike said he gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And we didn't see any action from Santee Marshall until late in the game. We didn't see any action from Santee Marshall from late in the game. So those two right there should be looking to get their they should be ready to get off this game, right? So they're giving up 4 point. I just lost it, and I just said it. They're giving up 4.2 yards a game, right? Over 150 yards rushing. They are averaging 136 yards rushing, which is pretty good, right? Pretty good, not too bad. Far as passing wise, they only have one in 3 games. 3 games, they have 1 pass touchdown. And the defense has given up 9. So again, Shedeur should be licking his chops. They're giving up 3 passing touchdowns per game on average, right? Giving up 9 on the season. They're giving up that's 3 a game for my math folks. Simple math. So Shedeur should be licking his chops, ready to rock and roll, man, and put on a show. Put on a show, and when you want to be great, and Coach Brown talks about it all the time, being fast, smart, disciplined, and dominant all the time. This is a game to be dominant from the coin toss to the final whistle. This is a game that you should dominate. And I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate before I get to some of these comments. After I get to some of these comments, see, Jan said Brett Favre was black. He would have been crucified on the news station Well, man, I'm not. Keep it a buck. Eddie Robinson played for Oilers. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not every former NFL player would be a good coach, and you're absolutely right, because there's the QBs that have better numbers are mostly redshirt juniors and seniors. Probably not true. Sophomore playing like Shedeur. And back to Media One's comment, you're absolutely right, because great players, right? Great players tend to struggle with having to coach because they can't understand why the players they're coaching are not doing the same thing that they were doing. The work ethic. This is why, like Magic Johnson, great player, horrible coach. Steve Nash, great player, should have never been the coach of the Brooklyn Nets. He should have started at the college ranks probably. But there's plenty of guys who have been great players, but they can't coach because they can't correlate to the average player. They can't figure out how to get into that head, into that mind state of the average player or a young man who's trying to become great. They can't. This is why you see guys who are normally like regular players, made it to the league, didn't make All-Stars, not in the Hall of Fame. Those type of dudes are usually the ones who become great players. Great players, right? Great players. And so Media One, you're absolutely right. Not every player is, but there's a difference. Don't think everyone can be done. Yeah. And I've said it in my past streams. There's only one Deion Sanders. Only one. There's only one prime time. Nobody else has had that nickname. Because he lived it. He made it up, and he lived it, and he showed out for it every single time. Yo, Creo says all NFL players and ex-coaches have good teams with the SWAC, such as Eddie Robinson Jr., Coach Prime, and Bubba McDowell. Does Tom Shade training with Shedeur in the offseason have anything to do with his success? Absolutely. Just think about this. Shedeur has been groomed to be this guy for a very, very long time. And you get to train with a guy like Tom Brady, who not the biggest athlete, not the damn sure ain't the fastest athlete, never had the biggest arm, but he could read and be cerebral with his things and understanding defenses and stuff like that. So you're 17, 18, 19 years old. You get a chance to pick the mind of, most folks consider him the greatest of all time. But Tom Brady he's had great defenses throughout his years. But you get to pick the brain of a guy who's, Tom Brady's 44 years old. He's basically 2 times older than you. So you just sit back and you pick that knowledge from him and this like that. Absolutely, it helps, right? And you can see similarities in how they, kind of go about themselves, how they carry themselves. The Shador's a little more flashy, things like that. But there's some similarities in between the two. You can definitely see it. Definitely see it. Mike says, I don't think Brett Favre should go to jail. He thought he could let millions from the welfare fund as a payday loan and then pay it back, according to him. A lot of people tried to do that too. A lot of people. And prime times in the building. D, I love Jackson State University. Appreciate you, my guy. So before I get ready to open up the panel, we'll just go over Jackson State, right? And their pure dominance in their 3 games. They're averaging 47 points a game, only giving up 10, which is what Mississippi Valley State is averaging in scoring on the season. First down wise, they've only given up 36 total first downs in 3 games. Dominant. We know that they only gave up a negative 3 yards against Tennessee State in the second half a couple of weeks ago. Rushing on the season, they are absolutely winning that as well. 550 yards, averaging 4.2 yards a carry for a team-wise. So all this stuff is kind of tying back in together, like the comparisons are there. So everything is saying that Jackson State should run away with this game as soon as that kickoff happens, right? Right. The only thing Jackson State hasn't done this year, I don't think, is a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown. So they're averaging 4.2 yards a carry, 550 yards in 3 total games for averaging per game 158 yards a game, only giving up 47 yards in rushing, 47 yards in 3 games per game. They've only given up 303. So that's just the stats is all favoring Jackson State. And oh my God, as far as passing, it's not even close. Jackson State is averaging 340 yards in the air, and Mississippi Valley State is averaging 112 yards. So everything says Jackson State should win this game with no question, no doubt. And I would say this, going back to what I was saying earlier, being a devil's advocate. Only concern if you're a Jackson State fan is your team doesn't come out and take a conference opponent seriously. And me and my guy Hoop Jargon has said it all the time. If you don't take care of your business and you let teams that you are better than, that many folks will consider, consider sorry. Most folks will call them sorry. If you don't take care of your business early and they make a couple of plays here and there, get an interception, i.e. What Grambling State did, they got a fumble recovery for a touchdown. They start believing in themselves and things start going bad. Right after that, Kevin Coleman fumbled a punt, and he was out of there for the rest of the game. That type of stuff happens. So that's the only concern that Jackson State fans that you should have if your team doesn't come out and take this team seriously. Bottom line for me, man. So bottom line, again, y'all really like what we do. And make sure y'all hit the Cash App. You know what? Not make sure. You can hit the Cash App if your heart desires. If you want to hit the Super Chat, you can. If you want to hit Super Stickers, Super Thanks, you can. No amount is too small, man. We've had a great month, man. We have reached over 1,400 new subscribers on this channel this month. So if y'all can, man, give me a thumbs up or 100 in the comments, man. So we've gained over 1,400 new subscribers in the comments. for this channel this month, man. So, and we still got about, what's today? The 21st. September goes to 30 days, 31 days. So we still got some days left, man. So y'all make sure y'all keep spreading the news about this channel. Keep spreading the news about this channel. Hardboy says, I like how you put that. Some people consider him to go. Yeah, some people consider him to go. And some people consider him the L GOAT, luckiest of all time, or whatever they want to call it. I don't get into the GOAT discussions. Just, a lot of stuff is preferences. Yes, he has the most Super Bowls. But Tom Brady has been fortunate to have some amazing defenses, right? Some amazing defenses. So it is what it is. Prime time says Jacktown in the building, 601 and Level Kitchen. I think that's Level Kitchen. Graham fam here from Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm a Coach Prime fan. Mississippi Valley State has given up 9 TDs in 3 games. And she was scored 9. Yeah, so and Coach Prime has made a blueprint in recruiting at a high level. Unfortunately, they are the only SWAC dominant team that is using social media. And social media is the great equalizer in today's world, man. If you have a Twitter and just type in sports and type in your favorite team, it's just Twitter is for sports, in my opinion. Instagram is for like celebrities and stuff like that. Twitter is for sports. But social media is very, very, very powerful. This is why it's easy now for the cancel culture to cancel people because of social media. Very, very easy now. So, you got people like me who will come out here and speak my piece and create a YouTube channel. And I'm just a regular person who loves sports. And, now we have built a certain type of brand, a certain type of character in these YouTube streets. So, it's very, very powerful. Kevin Pride, thumbs up. Thank you, guys. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and post the stream link in the comments for anybody who wants to come up here and share their thoughts. I've been going for 40-some minutes, so y'all might be tired of hearing me. So if anybody who wants to come up here, please do. I should have put up my. That's what I'm gonna do next week. Not next week. I ain't gonna do nothing next week either. Let's see. And Bell says, love your channel. Are you streaming the JSU game on Saturday? No, Bell. I will not be available this weekend to do anything. Not be available to do anything this weekend. Very, 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 very busy. Starting tomorrow. So this is why I usually do these on Thursday nights, right? Usually do these on Thursday nights for y'all who follow the channel. But this weekend, starting tomorrow, I'm not available to do anything. So that's why I did it tonight. So anybody want to copy the stream link, go ahead and do that. And I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, next time I do one of these, I'm putting in the call number. Putting up the call number. I usually have it. It's right there. Right there at the bottom of the screen, but I don't have it set up properly. I don't have my speaker and my soundboard, all that stuff set up correctly. But that's the call number we usually use to have folks call in. I don't know what's wrong with it, actually. You know what? Let's give it a try. If you want to call in, let's see if it works. Anybody wants to call in, the number is 936-337-1388. That is the call-in number for anybody who wants to come in here and speak their piece about this game coming up. So, Jackson State fans, I didn't get very, very many predictions. Actually, and Mississippi Valley State fans, y'all go ahead and speak your piece. What is the final score going to be? Bobby says, did you see the update where Shiloh was practicing today? Hope he and Travis makes it back soon. Yeah, somebody said, let me go find the comment. I think that was Brian Johnson and Chris Silas, and somebody else said that Elijah Watson said Shiloh was practicing this week. And I said this is a game you can bring him back because you can get him back acclimated to what goes on with this stuff game wise and this like that. But also, it's like, dude, do you want to risk him going back out there and re-injuring himself? You want to get him 100% healthy, and have him rocking and rolling when you get into the meat and potatoes of your schedule, right? The meat and potatoes of your schedule. And Val answers your question. Thank you for answering my question, Hardy Boy. Yeah, man, I got you. YouTube is for sports. Twitter is for political statement. YouTube, watch games. Twitter is for political statements. You feel me? Yeah, of course, YouTube is that, man. But I guess it's because I only follow, college coaches, and college coaches follow me. So it is what it is. Do you think Coach Prime will make a movie on JSU? I'm pretty sure with all the social media, all the availability of stuff that's happening with technology and stuff, I'm pretty sure there's a documentary somewhere down the line because people are going to watch. And of course they have, what is it called? Coach Prime with Barstool Sports. They have that little mini series going on with that. So, why not? We all know that Deion Sanders thinks outside of the box. He thinks about promoting. He thinks about marketing, all this stuff. Y'all see him. Y'all see Coach Prime on the sidelines, and my man Hoop Jordan pointed this out, and I noticed it before. I just never spoke on it. But y'all see what he wears. He wears a long sleeve, like Under Armour looking type of shirt, and at the back of it, what does it say? At Coach Prime. At Coach Prime. So anybody who watches the game, and you know the cameras are going to put it on him at some point, and he turns his back and going on about himself. At Coach Prime, he knows somebody. So somebody in the Twitter world, Instagram world, whatever it may be, they're going to go look that up. That is pure marketing. That's absolute marketing. It is just like somebody riding around with their service, the service that they do on their car, right? If they a maid service or whatever it be, they might have a little panel thing on the side of their car or in the window, and it says, such and such maid cleaning, this and that, at such and such number 555, whatever the case may be. So just the standpoint of marketing. So I wouldn't be surprised there'd be a big documentary about their time there. Gregory Span says 57-0 Jackson State. Vale says 63-0, and Felix Speaks says 100. After this game, it's a bye week. So cool, man. So I won't be missing too much, right? Won't be missing too much. And I need to get back to be doing the HBCU recap, right? Or preview for the weekend. I just decided to do this because I did some research on it. Cedric Walker says first team should play until halftime, then allow the second and third to get some rep. Bell says Deion Jr.'s content is incredible. Yeah, man, his channel has, jumped stupid. I think like 2 weeks ago it was like at 4,000 subscribers. Now it's like at 19, something like that. Like really, really crazy. Really, really crazy. Is that Judd or Judy? I agree with you. Deion is great at marketing. Yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best to ever do it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. He's one of the best to ever do it, right? The dude made up a name. Right? If y'all heard the story about him, and there's one story where he says he made it up prime time in his dorm room. There's another story he said he made up a character somewhere else. But he said, like, I practiced everything I was going to say to the media. Like, he's been doing this for a long time. He's one of the best ever. Talks in third person. Prime time is a third person type of. And Shadura is doing the same thing now, saying like, hey, Two had a great game. Two's offensive line did this and that. Just marketing. He's one of the best ever. Like, this is why The Rock was so big in wrestling. Because he talked in third person, had a great personality, he was good on the mic. Coach Deion Sanders is good in interviews. He's great in interviews. He speaks with passion. He got the hand motion, all that stuff, the sweetness, the jewelry, all that stuff. Marketing. People can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of it. This is why he ran Atlanta. Well, he actually ran the state of Georgia for a very, very long time. Seeing all that chatter with Deion leaving for all these different places, people truly don't want HBCUs to continue. with forward progress. And I told it happened last year with the TCU stuff when they fired their coach, Coach Patterson. And then you have Nebraska just fired their coach. I told y'all in the stream, either the stream I did on Saturday or the stream I did Sunday morning, the recap, I said, don't be surprised when you start hearing the murmurs of all these schools now wanting to come get this dude. Now wanting him to be part of it. And this is why I said you make them pay. You make them regret not hiring. You make the price go up. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. That's what the young folks are saying now. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. So you make them regret not hiring because the consensus was he doesn't have enough experience. What can he do at the collegiate level? And here we are, everybody basically damn, we made a mistake. We made a mistake with this guy. He can actually coach. And he has the ability to put a staff together and understand the vision and totality of what they're trying to do. So having the ability to coach plus having the staff allows you to be prepared, allows you to go out there and win games like this. So the plan and the formula that Coach Prime is having right now is almost it's almost perfect. They need a perfect season. Spanner, are you the wide receiver that played for JSU? I don't know what's going on in the comments with that. Somebody said Span. So that's JSU Tigers asking a question about something. So yeah, man, if anybody wants to come up here on the stream, just copy it. I'll pull it back up here. I don't know if it went in the comments, and now I had an error at one point on Twitch, which won't let me delete it. But yeah, Jackson State, I'm expecting, what did I say, 62-0? 62-0. This has to be the game for the defense to pitch a shutout. They wasn't happy about giving up 3 points against FAMU. They gave up field goals against Tennessee State, and they got scored on against Grambling State for the first time this past Saturday. So this has to be the game where the defense says, you know what, we're not going to allow anyone to score this weekend. We're going to dominate from the very, 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 very beginning of the game and not let up. And Michael Campbell says, brother, it's good to see JSU with a balanced attack on offense. And that's a challenge for their opponents as long as the offensive line does their job. And again, offensive line has much, much improved. I don't think there's any player back from the last year's squad. Shadur is not running for his life like he was. And if y'all followed this team, Jackson State gave up either the most sacks or the second most sacks in the conference last season. That's crazy. As good as they were, they gave up either the most sacks or the second most sacks in the conference last season. And a lot of that was on Shadur, but the offensive line wasn't great. I'm just going to be honest. Y'all ain't even told me my camera screen is looking a little funky. Not sharp like I wanted. Can't change it now. Can't do nothing about it now. But the offensive line and then that big youngster. I mean, not a youngster, but Mr. Wilkerson. He's big. He's built kind of round, but he's not moving like that. He's shifty. He can get into the hole, make a cut, and jump out and do this, all this other stuff. Then he can run with power. Then, you know, if that ain't working, you can go back to Santee Marshall. We know what he can do. But Wilkerson basically just said, you know what, Coach Prime, give me the rock, and y'all jump on my back, and we'll get the thing done. So with Wilkerson in the running game being so much better, you've seen Jackson State add some play action in their game plan, which you didn't see any of that last year. I don't recall seeing one play action pass from Jackson State last year. Yo, Creo says, Primetime has known for his TD dance. Love seeing Antonio Brown's dance TD performance. Oh, that's funny. Did y'all see Stephon Diggs on Monday night do the Genuine dance? That little move there. That oh my God. Kevin F says 81-9 Mamba time on the 24th. Wow. 81-9. Aaron Sanders says, y'all remember the hate for Deion Jr. when he first started doing videos for JSU? Yeah. Aaron, man, you know how it goes. People hate what they don't understand. This is psychological. This is human nature. We've all been there. I honestly, as I've gotten older and older, I try not to hate anything, man. I try not to hate anything. It's too much energy, too much time, too much energy, too much time. I try to support as many people as possible, as long as they're doing something positive, promoting something positive. Now, if you're not promoting anything positive, of course, there are times where you have to speak on things in a negative way. But if that's most of your talk, and that's how you treat people mostly, that's mostly what's coming out your mouth, I can't get down with you. I'm not going to hate you, but I can't get down with you. So it's a fine line to walk sometimes. I think establishing a run will control the clock. And Michael Kevin, nothing wrong with that. But the run game has been fun. The run game has been fun. So it's, I don't think Jackson State has to change up anything, right? I don't think they have to change up anything. Right now, this is game number 4. We know who Jackson State is. We know who they are. They're a team that can do multiple things. They can give it to you in the passing game. They can give it to you in the running game. And let's be honest, Malachi Wyman has not been in the lineup. Jackson State is missing 3 starters on defense. Shiloh has not played. Travis Hunter's only played 1 game. So for me, it's safe to say that we know who Jackson State is and are right now. They're a team that's looking to go perfect. Job's not done. One of my favorite Kobe Bryant quotes. Right? If y'all remember, they were up 2-0 against Dallas in the playoffs, and the reporter is like asking him something. I got a shirt. I made a shirt with that saying on there. And the reporter's like, Kobe, you're up 2-0. This is like, why are you not smiling? And he basically goes, job's not done. Job's not done. What do I have to smile about? So Jackson State didn't finish the job last year, right? They didn't finish the race completely. They didn't get the Celebration Bowl victory that they wanted. This year, they're off to a great start. Job's not done. No time to be satisfied and to be happy. You celebrate at the end of the season. Celebrate at the end of the season. That's just my opinion, right? Get back to some of these comments, man. Again, I would love for somebody to come in here and rock out with me and speak their piece, and let me hear what your thoughts are. So, and then let the world know what your thoughts are. All right, we got 125 people in here. That's great. I love it. Again, it's Wednesday night. We don't usually do these on Wednesdays. I'm trying to pull up. Trying to pull up my Facebook video, which is not right now, which is weird. Sorry about that. Oh well, maybe it stopped streaming over there. So, Bobby says now that we absolutely have a true definition of running back 1, I would have to find the weaknesses because it's hard to find in here. Right? Let's say weaknesses for Jackson State right now. No consistent number 1 receiver, which most folks would say that's not a weakness, but in my opinion, you still need a go-to guy, which Dallas Daniels has been tremendous in that role. Shane Hooks has been really, really good too. But I think Dallas Daniels is the guy right now that they go to when they need, a first down or secure, a very, very secure catch. I can say that the front seven wise on the defensive side of things, and if you go back and watch the games, and then you look at the stats, the leading tackler for Jackson State right now is the safety. I can't think of his name. He has one of those names where he got the double last name. I can't think of his. It's got the double last name, but that lets me know that there's too many times where he's coming to have to make a play that the front seven didn't make. All right, so I don't know. I don't know. And me and Mike says Stephon Diggs, a Maryland boy, through and through, the all-time leader in high school reception in the state. Stephon Diggs is really good. Really good. I mean, he's fast, and then you topple that with being able to run routes like no other. Like, I'll ask the chat right now, who is the best route runner in the NFL? I asked this on Sunday. Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp. I even throw Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, the young guys. But Stephon Diggs, man. Kevin F says, preach my brother love life. Yeah, you got to, man. It's too much, man. Too much. JSU will score on Alabama and 100 on Alabama and receive 2 scores. Everyone else gets a pass. JSU. 59, yeah. Coach Maynard didn't sign that check for a long time, I believe. Media One Live says, yes, Prime brought his family in with him. He's truly invested with HBCU culture. His kids transferred from PWI. That means a lot. I hope Coach Prime realized that he has his own product, JSU and HBCU, to mold and shape into his vision, opposed to the vision that other folks in school have for him. And I think he's very, very solidified himself into the HBCU culture. And y'all remember, like, HBCU folks and SWAC folks alike, oh, man, Coach Deion Sanders, he's an outsider, man. He's an outsider. We don't need him over here, man. We fine just where we at. And now, look, you got YouTube channels on top of YouTube channels speaking about HBCU culture. You got Skip and Shannon on Undisputed speaking about it. You got, what's the show? First Take talking about it. Colin Cowherd. You had Coach Prime on Good Morning America with Michael Strahan. So I would say that there are a lot of folks who can say, man, you know what? We were wrong. Yeah, Bell, yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Again, y'all like it. Y'all really, really like it. Super chat, super thanks, super sticker, cash out. All that stuff works, man. All that stuff works. Cameron Simon Craig, yeah, man. He got that long name, which is not a thing. And Aaron Sanders says Killer Cam, a.k.a. Baby Bob Sanders, yeah. And somebody, Bell says, Miak Mike, call in. Miak Mike, call in, man. I would love to hear from you. Go on, call in if you want to, my guy. Go on, call in if you want to. Let's see. The safety ain't the leading tackle. Yeah, he was. Unless things have changed, Andre Miller, he's been the leading tackler on the team. Matter of fact, I can pull it up right now. Unless things have changed. He is no longer the leading tackler on the team. All right? He's no longer the leading tackler on the team, but he was at one point. I'm on Jackson State's website right now. That's that Aubrey Miller is the leading tackler, but at one point, Mr. Killer Cam Silman Craig was the leading tackler, but he's in second with 17 tackles. So I was wrong in a sense. I would play my heart out, too, if Troy Aikman showed up to my side just before hitting the field, not to mention all the NFL cameo workers. Yeah. Herman Smith III. LeBron Stephen Durant needs what? Needs what? Clarence, what you talking about? We appreciate you for games. I mean, I try again. I know Alabama and them won't have a school of jokes on Prime again after what happened last time. Yeah. Kiefer says, Coach, shout out to Kiefer. Appreciate you coming through, my brother. Coach Prime is changing things for HBCU football. I hope he stays for at least 5 years. And he's there for at least another 5. His daughter is now enrolled at Jackson State. Andre Miller says 45. Andre Miller, are you related? Are you related to Aubrey Miller? If so, let the chat know. Let the chat know since you corrected me. And I don't mind being corrected. I really, really don't. It doesn't bother me at all. Because we want to get stuff right. We don't want to try to put anything out that's deceiving to folks. So, if Andre Miller, if you are related to Mr. Aubrey Miller, let us know. And again, I'll go ahead and put it up here one more time. If anybody wants to try to call in, please do so. We are at the hour and 10-minute mark. Got probably about another 10 minutes in me. I ain't ate dinner yet. So gotta do that. So but again, my predictions, Jackson State. I guess I can go by players. Shedeur Sanders. I want to see him go 20 for 23, 362 yards, 65 yards for 4 touchdowns. So y'all, if y'all watch the game this weekend, y'all let me know what he do because I would not be able to watch it. And y'all let me know what he does. And then defensively, I'll pick one player, Niles Gaddy. I want to see him with 6 or 7 total tackles with 3.5 sacks. 3.5 sacks. So Niles Gaddy, 6 or 7 tackles with 3.5 sacks. 3.5 sacks. Aaron Sanders says no because they're going to keep the scooter in the scooter ball. And Clarence says NBA stars need to donate millions to JSU to pay Coach Center. He makes $300,000 a year. Let's see if we got a caller actually in. Let me see. Hold on, I can't hear.
Cal.
Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Let's see if we got a caller. Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the channel, man. I hate to say it, but Coach Prime's gonna leave JSU, man, in about 2 years, man.
You're saying 2? Even with his daughter there? The family man that he is, you're saying 2?
Yeah, it's just opportunity. It's just timing. It's just the nature of the beast. It's business, you know. He's doing great things there, but he's going to leave it in good hands, though, man. He's going to bring people up. I mean, and people at Jackson State got to understand, it's about evolving, man. It's just not going to be Prime. You know, he comes. You know, he's a Christian man and his seasons and everything, man. He can't stay forever. You know, he's going to do his part and he's going to move on. And he's going to take Travis and Shedeur with him and stuff. His daughter just a byproduct. I hate to say it like that, but, you know, the football is, you know, Travis and Shedeur. They will go with him to a Power 5. And he will do big things there also and keep moving. And he's going to bring people in, man. It's a good thing. And that's what we as a people got to understand. We got to keep growing. You know, Coach Brian planted seeds. And that's what he's supposed to do. He plant the seed, move on, you know. Anything can happen to any day. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, I love your show. If you need any help with some IT stuff, man, I'm good at that shit. So, excuse me for saying that. But
no, that's fine.
I can help you. I can help you out if you need some help with something.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I know I can't figure out
some program. I wasn't listening, but I can figure it out quick.
Okay, yeah, I know the one thing I can't figure out is this OBS stuff. That's for sure. So, if you can like contact me on, you know, Twitter, Instagram, or anything like that, I'll definitely
Yeah, no problem, man. I can help you figure that out and stuff. But no, it's a good thing. You know, we need more Coach Prime and just planting that seed, you know, at Jackson State. And then, you know, Marshall Fault is trying to get a head coaching job also with HBCU. You know, just keep bringing in those guys, man, you know, who's played at that level and stuff, and you know, who've been there, and just we got to run it up. We got to, you know, just you know, lend it out, and don't be like the other black people,
spread the wealth,
in our culture, who hate on each other. You know what I mean? That's all we do is hate and kill each other.
Absolutely.
We got to spread the love, man.
Absolutely. And you know what? I don't mind Coach Prime leaving. Like you said, growth happens, and I'm sure the Jackson State fans don't want to see that because they are living, you know, they're on top of the world right now. But any head coach would tell you that if they decide to leave a place, they want to leave it better than they don't want to leave that place better than what they came in as. And if he can plant those seeds, then he can have a coaching tree. This is what all the legends do. You see,
Exactly.
what's the kid? Oh, what's his name? And um, the founder of the West Coast offense in San Francisco. I can't think of his name, but he has all these coaches.
Mark Holgren did it Green Bay, and he had the coaches under him.
Yeah,
and spread it around. Then the guy Seifert, and you talking about Walsh.
Yeah, Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
Bill Walsh. So
I know football, man. I played at Arkansas, man.
Okay, cool.
I came. Yeah. I played with the Razorbacks, man. I played with Stephen Jones, actually, man. He was my classmate and stuff that year. Came in, Steve Atwater. We had a pretty good team and stuff. So I've been around football a lot, man. I lived here in Plano, Texas, and stuff. So
that's weird. Me too.
a lot of football here, man.
Yeah, I live up in Plano now, actually, myself. Crazy.
You live in Plano?
Yeah, I just moved here maybe summer of 2021.
Damn, bro, small world, man.
Small world.
I live on the west side, man, over off Legacy and 121, bro.
Okay, yeah, I've been out that way before. I'm off Parker and 75, pretty much. So yeah.
Okay, I know where you at.
Yeah.
I know where you at.
Gotcha.
I know where you at. I played ball around here with high school here, man, and stuff back in the days. And then, like I said, went up to the hill, played ball up there and stuff, and went overseas and all that good stuff, man. But football is a beautiful sport, man, and hopefully, as the people, we can grow and in all different aspects of life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Right now it's so sad. Every time I turn on the TV, a rapper killing each other or somebody. Yeah. That's all I hear.
Yeah.
That's all I hear, man. It's just a bad thing, man. We got to do better.
Got to do better. And it's crazy. I was just on my stream Sunday. I spoke about it a little bit. And I'll just say, we as black folks tend to pick the wrong battles. Like the internet went crazy last week when they were mad. Folks are mad that they have a black mermaid and a little mermaid. I'm like, that has nothing to do with nothing. When we have community leaders begging for families to show up to stop violence in the community, or we have teachers begging for parents to show up for their student, not passing their grades and stuff. But we want to battle something about a fictional character, and I'm just like, dude, that's just not it for me. I can't get with it. Like I can care less about the Little Mermaid, man. Either go watch the movie or don't watch the movie. But folks are saying, oh, it's time for us to show up and show out for the Little Mermaid. No, it's not. It's a movie. It's not.
Yeah, that's sad, man. We tend to focus on the wrong things as people, man. We need to focus on the things that's important in life that's really going to give us growth, and help us, evolve. Because if you look at it, if you go back, I've been looking at the other movie that came out about the Woman King. That's it. People talking about that and stuff. I said they really got to understand history and what kind of happened back then. But if you still gonna hold on to your past, you're not gonna be able to move forward in life, man. We know the way the situation is. Either do something about it, or you just gonna dwell on self pity.
Yeah.
And you won't grow, man. You won't grow like that, man. Sometimes you just gotta let go of it, man. You only got a very short time here on this planet. I believe in God, man. So I live my life. I don't dwell on the past. There ain't nothing I can do about way back then. I try to live a good life and treat people right. You know what I mean? So,
all right, man. Well, I appreciate you calling.
That's why I do it. But anyway, man, it's good talking to you, man. But reach out, bro.
Okay, gotcha. Appreciate you calling.
All right, Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, peace.
All right, folks. So, let's get back to some of these comments. We've seen Bill Walsh, Marty Steinheimer. Bell says, "Whoa, pig suey." That is a chant. I think Arkansas has a very, very weird chant for their softball games or their baseball games. Really, really crazy. And I see some folks in here questioning why. Eugenia says, "Why must our coaches leave?" Is it Black Man's Ice not cold enough? Did Smith leave? NSC? Did Coach K leave? We have a good product. Yes, there is no problem with staying there. Uh, Sometimes, and again, I try to look at things from both sides of the thing, and now it seems weird because I have no background music. Um, I understand college sports is a business, right? It is a business, and Coach Prime does think like a businessman. Let's keep it a buck. He thinks like a businessman. There will be somebody who come in and try to swoon him away. I'm not saying I want him to leave, but I do understand if he does leave because college sports is a business. It is a business. So that's my thoughts on that. He's right now in the world. He's perfect. He's perfect where he's at JSU. Same thing for me, right? I can relate it to myself. I was in education for 8 years, I believe, something like that. And I was really good at what I did in education. I was really good at helping kids learn sports. I was good at, sometimes I was security on campus. Sometimes I was a teacher, like in the classroom. I was in PE mostly. I was really, really good at that. But there was a time where it got to the point where like, dude, I'm not growing here anymore. I'm not growing here anymore. So I had to get out of that because I was basically stuck. And when you're a teacher and you're in education, they play that guilt trip on you and say, oh, the kids need you, this and that. But you get stuck a lot of times. You get stuck. This is just truthful. And then you're out there like, man, I want to do more. I want to grow. I want to do like so much more I want to do. But again, you're working 10 months out the year. Yes, you have summers off, but you don't really have summers off for folks who don't really understand because teachers have to go to trainings. They have to go to meetings. They have to do all this stuff. Like they have to get so many amount of staff development hours and all this other stuff. But if I would have never left education, and I'm speaking for myself, if I would have never left that, all the growth that we have with this channel right now, all the stuff that I'm doing and with my life right now, it would not be happening. So I can understand if Coach Prime says that at some point, like, I don't feel like I've grown. I'm not growing anymore here at Jackson State. Not saying it's going to happen. Not saying he's going to say that. But if he does say that, I can understand it. Right? I'm not mad at anyone who wants to try to grow and do something else for themselves. I would never be mad at them. So I know Jackson State fans, you don't want them to leave. Don't want them to leave. Claire says don't believe the high white supremacy is after Coach Prime. Yeah, they're gonna come. He's the hottest thing smoking right now. And we ain't the ones trying to change history and try to prevent our kids from knowing the truth. It is others that want to forget about. Yeah, very, very true, man. But like, black folks weren't mad at the Little Mermaid. I was mad. I was disappointed at the internet because they were saying it's time for us to show up and show out for the Little Mermaid. But we have community leaders asking people to show up to meetings about violence in the neighborhood, drugs in the neighborhood. Nobody shows up. We have teachers and principals begging parents, calling parents, your child is not doing so well in this such and such. And then you have parents, if the parents does answer, and I'm speaking from experience because I was in it, parents are like, oh, well, when they're at school with you, that's your concern. When they're at home, they can do all this other stuff. So what does us standing up and showing out for the Little Mermaid does a fictional character when there's real life issues going on in our communities? That's what I'm saying. Aaron says, just think LeBron, Wagner, Coach Mo all played together. What up, JSU and Brother? If y'all seen my video the other day, Mikey Williams, one of the best players in the country. He was a 5-star recruit for the longest. He is a 4-star recruit now by many and still 5-star. Just go look him up. 6'3", shooting guard, point guard, combo guard, something like that. He was on the I Am Athlete podcast the other day, and he made a mention about one of his homeboys plays at Jackson State, and he says that he has to go take a visit to Jackson State. So Jackson State Mo Williams has that connection. LeBron, knowing about a kid that's been highly hyped since they were freshmen. has that connection. It might be something, but he does have interest. He has offers from Texas Southern, North Carolina, and something, A&T, Kansas, all those other things. So go get to some comments. I like that. Sanders, Clarence K, that 300,000 as his prime salary, nothing compared to NIL deals. Coach said Coach Prime is good. He's good on money. The Power 5 has the money to pay him more money. Good. God plays Prime there. He will move when it's time right now. Exactly, Alvin. Exactly what I'm saying. Coach Prime is trying to elevate HBCUs, not PWIs, which makes sense. Man, just think we all play a video game with a small school when JSU will get a high school seed. I see with them star players and the studs JSU has now. You have to understand the semantics of racism. They're using the media to stir up the rumors to get him out. He's a threat to PWIs, and I understand him. I did the video about him going to TCU last year, and I was like, y'all don't trip on that. Don't trip on that. This is what they do. We should only do things for a season, create opportunities for those behind us, then move to a higher level. Exactly. And this, speaking from a fan standpoint, and the fans of a Jackson State person, you don't want him to leave because, again, you're the hottest thing smoking. Your team is right. You're finally back good, this and that. But you also have to take a look back and say, you know what, if Coach Prime decides to leave, we're going to be fine. If he can basically have, let's say he has an heir. He has somebody he wants to implement as the next coach at Jackson State. And they do the same thing and have the same type of catch and personality and all this, whatever it may be. But he can be a hell of a coach and still win the SWAC. Then you can be okay with Coach Prime saying, you know what, my time here is done. I'm leaving it in good hands. And you'd be all right with that, right? But I understand how fans are. Richard Alvarado says Deion Sanders is going to be the Nick Saban HBCU. Stop the nuts. And I would love that. And I said that he has to win. He has to have, in the next 2 to 3 years, he has to have 2 undefeated seasons and a season with only 1 loss somewhere in there, but win the SWAC, all right, win the Celebration Bowl. Yeah, I'm with it. We still have, this is still an early sample size of Coach Prime. Coach Prime purpose has changed since he's arrived. PW5 can't pay any man with millions already. PW5 slammed the doors on Deion, so they don't need their money. Absolutely. Coach Prime is a millionaire already. They don't need it. And Alvin says, yes, sir. I don't know what you're speaking to on that. And Shadur trained with Jeff Blake and Tom Brady, so I can call him Blady. That's a little shaky on that one. But I appreciate the caller coming in and, speaking this piece. And this is why we have the number. Next time I will have things actually right. I was doing that from my speakerphone on my phone, so I didn't have a chance to get that right like I should have. But somebody sent a voicemail message. I didn't get a chance to get it, so I will read it. It says, my name is Forrest C. Norman. I'm a proud graduate of Langston University. I have 23 years of coaching experience, 10 at HFC. I'm trying to break into HBCU football. Will you interview me so I can put my name out in HBCU football world? My goal is to gain attention of a college person. I can try to do that. We got to find some time. Mr. Norman. I believe that's, or Mrs. Norman. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's right or not. And just continue to put yourself out there. And I don't know a lot of football coaches. I'm trying to get to that level. So continue to put your social media again. Social media. But I just mentioned your name, so if a coach ever does check this out, Forrest C. Norman. And man, put your information in the comments. Put your social media. Put your email maybe if you want to do that. Anything like that. Sweet Diva says the game over. What's the score? Sweet Diva, we're not doing the game. That game don't come on to Saturday. But we're doing a preview show. That's all. So I just wanted to get my thoughts out. If anybody else wants to call in real quick, let's do that now. Again, the stream link is up in the comments. And also, if you want to donate to this channel, please feel more than welcome, right? Feel more than welcome. You can do it through Super Chat, Super Thanks, Super Sticker, all that stuff. No amount is too small. Or if you want the Cash App is Between the Game Sports, $ Between the Game Sports. Each first letter in each word is capitalized. You can do it that way. Man, this show actually turned out pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. There is the Cash App thing right there. Sweet Diva says thanks, man. Again, I appreciate all the the regular subscribers. We had Miss Genia in the building. Miss Ivy too was here. Sweet Diva. JSU Tigers always shows up. Miak Mike was in the building. Brian Johnson, Aaron Sanders. All these the norms, man. Y'all always hold it down with this channel. I really appreciate you. Media One says FSC JSU ranked 8th. As ranked 8th. But yeah, man, just wanted to get that out again. I would not be available this weekend to do any media stuff. I hope y'all find us on any social media platform, especially Facebook. Trying to build the Facebook community a little better. But y'all just stay tuned, man. We working. Might be on coming pretty soon to your Apple TV series, to your Roku TV. So that's just a little sneak peek. That's in the works. So trust me, all y'all support is what helped this channel become what it is today. So I really appreciate it. I just can't thank you enough. I really can't, man. So again, all of the normal subscribers, my man Hoop Jargon, y'all make sure y'all go follow my man Hoop Jargon CH in the building. Media One Live, Miak Mike. I can't Eugenia. I missed the one. The one was what's up? The one. What up? Any hbcu swac fam here in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Dallas, Texas again. Clarence, Keith's, Vale, everybody that came through. Y'all was going off on the comments when the dude called in, man. But he has a right. The Real Junior says he's just talking. But anybody that calls in has a right to speak their piece, man. So y'all make sure y'all listening for understanding when folks call in. Make sure y'all listening for understanding and compassion. So that's how we're gonna rock on this channel. That's how we're gonna rock on this channel. And we'll get to one last question. What other Creole says, what other high profile player as coach is trying to get a job at an HBCU coach? Again, I would say this: if Mississippi Valley State goes winless in this conference, and Jerry Rice has mentioned that he is gaining the interest in coaching, I wouldn't be surprised they try to go get that, although they gave their coach a 2-year extension last season. Marshall Falkers, I'm hearing, and we got guys coming in one school or one area who might want to try to do it. And he might not want to be a coach, right? Might not want to be a coach. But up there in that Baltimore area, all those athletes in that Baltimore area, in that East Coast area. What is it? Howard out there? No, not Howard. Damn, slipping my mind. Can't think. But what if one of those schools decide to give Ray Lewis a shot? What if one of those schools decide to give Ray Lewis a shot at being a head coach? Just think about this guy's passion, especially in his faith in the Lord. Our black people love God and Jesus, stuff like that. Think how many parents of young men want to send their kid to go play for Ray Lewis, right? Right? I'm just saying. So, we're going to get ready to shut it down. Jason is not ranked in the top 25. We shall see. And Brian Johnson said, get those likes. Shout out to Brian Johnson. He always comes through. He loves the show. So, man, again, y'all make sure y'all hit me on any social media platform. Was it Hampton? Might be Hampton. Eugenia. Might be Hampton. Y'all make sure y'all hit me on any social media platform. If you have thoughts about, what I can do better. If you have a topic that you want to talk about, that you suggest I can talk about, just hit the DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Anything like that would be great. Clarence Lewis, Ray Lewis, man, Ray Lewis. And your Creole says, I believe, thanks for showing love and hitting the likes, man. Y'all appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Y'all make me feel special. Again, I'm getting a little more comfortable doing these things. Like I hate talking. And here's a guy that decided to do a YouTube channel that hates talking. So, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out the door. And I mean, I love every single one of y'all, man. So I appreciate y'all. As we get ready to shut this thing down, I leave you with my sign off. Stole it from my dad, so I remixed it, man. Remix it. So on your best day, be better. Think about it. Between the Game Sports, I'm out. Peace.